Amy at Down to Earth Interior Design. We are offering virtual consultations now. And in order for you to be ready for your virtual consultation, we want to offer some tips and guidelines for how you can measure your space. Once you give us those measurements, we'll be able to use them to create space plans. So, here's what you need. Here are your supplies. Paper. And if you zoom in on this, you can see this is gridded paper. Gridded paper is not necessary, but it is helpful. You also need pens, and I recommend having pens in 2 colors. You're going to be using one color to draw the outline of the space and the other color to write the dimensions. You're going to need a tape measure. Lev, please show me how the tape measure works. Come over to me. Okay, this happens to be a 25-foot long tape measure, but if you don't have one that's that long, that's okay. You could also, Lev, you may be excused. You may also use a measuring app on your phone. I'll show you how that works in a little bit. You need to have the ability to scan, and you can do that right through Dropbox on your phone. And now we're going to take you around the room and show you how to photo, draw, and measure. Thanks. It's also going to be helpful for us to have photo documentation of your space, and it's really simple. We just want to make sure we get the whole room. So start taking a picture. Start in one corner, go to the next corner. Make sure that all your photos are overlapping, okay? Because we just don't want to miss any important details. You can see I'm going around the entire perimeter of the room and taking my photos. And when you've covered every single corner of the room, you can upload those photos and send them to us. Thanks. What you want to do is start by drawing a floor plan of your room. A floor plan is a view that looks at the layout of the room as if you're looking at it from above. Just imagine cutting the ceiling off your room and you're looking down into it. If you were to do that, you could imagine that the walls have thickness. They actually typically have about 5 inches of thickness. So when you draw the floor plan for your room, you're going to want to draw your walls with thickness. And I indicate that thickness by shading it in. There's some other symbols that you'll need to know as you're drawing your floor plan. This symbol right here is the symbol for a door. That's actually a double door in this case, like the one you see right behind me. When I draw a single line like that, I'm indicating a window. These are indicating built-ins. This is a radiator, and this symbol right here is a fireplace. You're going to want to draw your floor plan in order to then be able to add dimensions over it. When you start taking your dimensions, you'll also need to give us some dimensions in terms of height, because we're going to want to know how much room we have for things like art or built-ins or window treatments. So in addition to going around the perimeter and getting all the measurements, we're also going to ask you to take measurements of the following: the ceiling height, your windowsill height, your window height, the height of your doors or openings, cabinet height if that's applicable, and the mantle height if that's applicable. And in my next video, you'll see me go around the room and show you how you can get some of those heights. Hi, right now I'm going to talk to you about how to measure heights. I actually prefer to measure heights before I measure the perimeter, because sometimes they're really easy to forget. So if you do them first, you get them over with, that way you won't forget. You always want to know the ceiling height. If we're going to draw an elevation, we need to know how much room we've got from the floor to the ceiling. So what you do is you locate your tape measure against a wall, preferably in a corner, because that gives it a little more stability in order to run your tape measure up this long surface. So if I run it all the way to the ceiling, I can see that the ceiling is about 106 inches. And if I want to know how thick the crown is, I can see that it's 103.5 to the bottom of the crown. So you can just subtract and figure out the thickness of the crown molding. While I'm here, I can also figure out the height of the door. The height of the door looks like it is 86. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to record all of those heights. Okay? Now, while I'm in this area, I may want to know the height of my built-ins, which are 36, the height of my windowsill, which is 28, and the height of the window itself, which is 67.5. Now my windows are set into the wall, which is the key piece of information I wanted to know. If your windows are not set into the wall, you might want to just take from inside your trim to inside the trim on the other side. Now, when you start measuring your perimeter, you're going to want to pick one corner of the room and travel around the room. I'm going to start with this corner over here, okay? But you can actually see that my corner is in the back of the bookshelf. Now, my assistant is going to help me with the measurements that are too long for me to get by myself. So you may want to have an assistant with you when you're measuring. I measure really big rooms by myself very often. So if you don't have an assistant around, don't worry about it. You will be able to figure it out. Okay, so we're going to start in this corner, okay? Now, from the wall to the edge of this built-in is 29 inches. So what we're going to do is we're going to write down 29 right here on the plan that we just drew. Can you see? I'm using a red pen for the dimensions to distinguish it. You're blocking the view to distinguish it from the black pen that I used for the perimeter of the space. Take a look. Okay. We also want to know how deep that built-in is from the corner. So I'm going to take any kind of picture frame or obstacle that's blocking my way and just move it out of the way so I can see the depth. So now I know it's 10 inches from the corner. Okay? So I'm going to write 10 inches right here. Now I'm ready to keep moving around the room, okay? We know that this is 10 inches and 29 inches from the corner. This is where I need your help, Lev, okay? Please take this tape measure and move it to the corner. You know, I've got the base of it, yep. Move it to this corner. Yes, there we go. Okay. I'm just going to bend our tape measure at the point where the bookcase starts, and I have 107 inches. Okay, so I'm going to write 107 inches for my length right here. Okay? Now, you can guess that this bookcase is 29 inches, but with old houses, it's often different from bookcase to bookcase. So I'm going to ask you to move into the opening over here, and I'm just going to double check my measurement. Is this truly 29 as well? No, it's not. It's 27 and a half. So I'm glad I double checked, and I'm also going to check the depth right here, and I find that this is 10 and a half. So I'm going to write 27 and a half and 10 and a half. And now I have the dimensions of the whole front window of my room. Now I need to cover all the other walls in the room, okay? So when I'm measuring an opening, what I want to do is I want to find out the distance from the inside of the opening. I'm not concerned with the trim. I'll get the trim thickness separately. I want the inside of the molding. So if I know it's 10 and a half inches to here, then it's another 11 inches from here to the inside of the molding. And then what I want to do, Lev, can you please hold the tape measure right here, right against the inside of the molding. Then what I want to do is I want to get the dimension from the inside to the inside, okay? And you want to go as parallel to the ground as you possibly can. So my tape measure is indicating 83 and a half inches wide for this opening. So again, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write 11 and 83 and a half for my opening. And then I'm going to continue completely around the room in the same fashion. Once you've measured your entire room around the perimeter and gotten all your heights, you want to do one last double check. And that double check involves getting an overall dimension from the front all the way to the back and getting an overall width side to side. Those are a great way to double check. If for some reason these perimeter dimensions don't make sense, this is a way that we can help you solve that mystery. Okay, so you want to make sure you get those overall dimensions. You also want to indicate to us which way is north. That's going to tell us information about what kind of natural light you get. It's also going to help us label our elevations more clearly. Once you have all your dimensions and your north arrow, you're going to want to scan this information in to give it to us. And the easiest way to do that is using the Dropbox scanner. What you do is on your phone, you look for this Dropbox icon. Okay, it's the blue icon with the little white diamonds on it. And then you go down here where there's a plus sign, and you can see there's an option for scan document. So we're gonna hit the scan document, and then you're gonna hold your scanner above your drawing. Cameraman, can you see me do that? Okay. Once your scanner is above your drawing, you hit the photo button. All right, and you can see that this is a little bit distorted, but if you go into here and play with the location of where the page starts and stops, you can straighten it out a little bit. Okay? Now, this is not perfect. It's cut off a little bit, but that's because of how I was trying to hold it to get it on the camera. If you take your picture straight, you should be fine. And you can see this basically turns your measurements into a PDF document. And you can then save that PDF document. You can call it something like Suker Living Room Dimensions. You're going to save it, and then you can send it to us as an email attachment. And this is a way that we can do a virtual design consultation and still get pretty accurate measurements of your space. Thanks so much.